All right, let's talk a little NBA because
That's what we came for.
yo, you have me dying, bro. You'll be sending me clips
Oh yeah.
of like things happening. You're like, yo, I talked about this on the pod, my pod now. It's
Yep.
just like trolling me and shit.
Chris too. Chris got to hear it too.
But every team's played about like 13 to 15 games around there. I think we have an idea of what most of these teams are. What's a team that has surprised you so far this year? And I think there's a couple of obvious ones, especially in the East. But kick us off, man. What's something that surprised you so far in the NBA?
Well, it's got to be the biggest story is the Wizards.
Yeah,
It's got to be. It's got to be the Wizards. They're playing great. Bradley Beal finally has some help. Well, first of all, he's been out. His grandmother just passed away. I have him in fantasy, so like I follow that guy. But like day-to-day news and stuff and what's going on with him. But he's been out, and they've been playing just as well as when he's in. They haven't really missed a beat. Kuzma's playing great. Montrezl Harrell off the bench. You got Dinwiddie, who's another stud that can help him, score, ball handling duties. They still got Rui Hachimura, the kid that they drafted from Gonzaga, who's hasn't even, no one even. I was talking to Danny about it. No one literally knows in the Wizards organization like where he is and like what he's doing. He just like went MIA. He had some personal reasons going on, like mental health stuff. And I was talking to Danny. He's like, yeah, no one knows like where he is. I don't know if you look and you could check it out. What the latest report on him was, because I think he's training and he's looking to come back sometime within the next month or so. I think was the last thing I saw. But I mean, I don't know how much of a help he would be. But in terms of like what they drafted in their entire roster, they're not even at their full potential, I think. And they've surprised a lot of people. They've been playing great.
Well, what's crazy is you think of that trade, right?
Mm-hmm.
What they got in return for Westbrook, and they gave a first round pick. Mm-hmm. I mean, they got a first round.
They got a first round pick.
And look, it's been a little shaky with the Lakers and Russ over there, but and I mean, how can it not be the Wizards, bro?
It's got to be.
Rui Hachimura was one of the more coveted rookie cards to get your hands on because he's the first Japanese player.
I remember
and like that market too. I had my buddy Ben Wolfen on and we were talking, and he brought like a bunch of cards here, and I was being like super ignorant. I was like, "Yo, bro, what are you showing me this Rui Hachimura card? Like, he ain't Zion." He's like, "Nah, bro. Like, because of the Asian market, sports cards, like that's one that you want to really get your hands on."
It's a good point. I didn't even think of that.
But I think the other subplot to the Wizards, and I was talking to Danny about this too. Shouts to Danny. He's a big Wizards fan. Mad random, but he's a Wizards fan. This makes it more likely that Beal would want to stick around too. Because you can't use the excuse of, yo, I want to go and win when currently right now you're first in the East. Look, still a long season, but Kuzma's fit in pretty well.
Kuzmas.
Bad Greek. Spencer Dinwiddie. KCP, like these are guys that are playing big minutes for them too.
KCP, I forgot about him. Real Neto off the bench has been playing great. They have a good mix of guys that just gelled, and Scott Brooks is coaching them too. You got to give him credit, right?
Word.
He's still a coach there.
So, I agree with you. That would be the surprise for sure.
Second most for me, I would go with the Cavs. Evan Mobley, I think, is the front runner now.
By the way, it's not Scotty Brooks.
When I said that, I figured.
Yeah, I felt like that was wrong too. It's Wes Unseld Jr. I can't pronounce that. But yeah, I just pulled up the roster too, and like Davis Bertans is getting big money for them too, $60 million a year, and he was like their sharpshooter from three, and he hasn't really been the home run that they thought. Like Steele, I remember reading some articles about like Steele.
Yeah.
Potential steal. Yo, for me, a surprise, bro, got to be the Nuggets, no?
Yes.
No Jamal Murray still, right? They are third in the West at the time we're recording. They're 9-4. They pay big money to Michael Porter Jr., which at the time when he got the contract, I was just like, whoa. Because now
it was right before the season, too.
It was right before the season. And this happens in all sports where one of two things happen. It happened with Jaylen Brown, right? And it worked out where now with Jaylen Brown, like that contract is cheap. What he means to the Celtics, how good that next leap was for him. But you pay that money to Michael Porter Jr., and now it's no longer a dude who's on a rookie contract. Now he's being paid big money. You got to produce. Now there's expectations. Yeah, it was cool when you were getting 15 a game and you were making $3 million or whatever his rookie contract was.
Yeah.
Now you're on a max. Now it's, nah, bro, you have to deliver every night. And Jokic coming into the year, no MVP winner had worse odds to repeat the year after. Usually a guy wins MVP, comes in as a top 3 favorite. He was like 9th. So, and he's been balling. Shouts to his brothers. Take no shit from nobody, right? Like, that was really
Well, they grew up in a war zone. Like, what do you expect? Like, the Morris brothers barking up the wrong tree.
So, Jokic, 25 a game, leads the team in rebounds and assists and in steals. And he's just been... It's really just been him, man.
No one means more to their team than him. I would confidently say that. Because without him, they're nowhere near...
Okay, so right now, who's more valuable, him or Luka, to their team? Tough, right?
Yeah. Well, then if that's the case, then I would say Paul George too. I'd throw Paul George in there.
That's another good one.
But I would say
Jokic is more valuable because
I was just gonna
at
say,
least Porzingis. I know Porzingis is.
I was gonna say you could make an argument or a case for either. But I would go with Jokic too for that exact reason because of at least Porzingis. You have something. If you have Jokic, then what do you have after Jokic?